Koala bears may be cuddly, but did you know they've recently been helping researchers better understand human DNA? Also making news in the science world this week, cheating. What if I told you that even bugs cheat? Well, here with these stories and more, I'm joined by scientist Merritt Turetsky. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning.
All right, so let's start with the Mayan civilization. We've been wondering what caused its downfall, and now we're saying that maybe drought might have played a hand in that.
That's right. So this new study used minerals in the bottom of Mexican lakes to understand past climates. So when the region got drier, lake levels dropped, and we could understand how climate varied over time. And so what this taught us is that right at the same time as the collapse of the Maya, when populations were reduced by as much as 90%, the region experienced extreme drought. And so rainfall dropped on average by 50% during this time, and during peak drought, rainfall dropped by as much as 70%,
Wow.
So a 2/3 drop in rainfall.
Does a study like this give us the ability to somehow forecast or better be prepared for future climate change?
I think we always should be looking to the past, to understand where we're headed in the future. There's a lot of parallels here. We know that the Mayans, just like our modern society, expanded really rapidly and consumed a lot of resources during stable climate. But we are quickly moving out of our period of stable climate today, and I think this summer is giving us a taste of what that feels like.
This next story is fascinating. So the sawfly, and there's a new study that found that even bugs cheat. So what do you mean by cheating? Is this like a Lance Armstrong kind of cheating?
Yeah. So this study is really interesting. So it is about the young of sawflies. So these larvae on their own are really vulnerable. They're like tiny, squishy little jelly beans for predators. They probably do not taste nearly as good. So when they group together, they're stronger against predators. They produce this really sticky goo that makes it hard to eat them. And here's where the cheating comes in. So some individuals benefit from being part of the group, but they don't produce the goo.
They don't pull their own weight.
They don't pull their own weight. And so this saves them energy, but it's selfish behavior.
And are we able to understand the motivation behind it?
Well, so it raises this really fascinating question. If there's a cost to cooperating, then why cooperate? Why isn't cheating more common in biology?
Sure.
And we know there's a couple of reasons why. One is it's always better to cooperate if you're helping your relatives, right? Because you share genes with your relatives. But we also know that it's better to cooperate if the group can punish you. So we know this from experiments with other animals and birds, that cheaters are often punished by the group because the group has a memory and they can track the cheaters and then later on punish them. So this is what helps keep cheating rare in nature.
Really, that is fascinating. Okay, last but not least, we want to talk koala bears because they're helping scientists determine if humans have junk DNA. Okay, this is I've never heard that expression before. So what are we talking about here?
Junk DNA is a term used by scientists to refer to DNA that doesn't code to proteins, and we frankly haven't understood it very well. Most of our DNA actually falls into this category of junk DNA, but we're increasingly learning that it's not junky at all. There's actually a lot of good stuff, a lot of value in junk DNA. We might need to toss that whole term right into the trash. The koala study is a really great example. So I want to reassure everybody that no koalas were harmed in the making of this science, but we do know that koalas are being invaded by a virus, and it's spreading through koala populations worldwide. Here's the amazing thing. This, instead of being infectious, this new virus is being neutralized or managed by an ancient virus that has long been part of junk DNA. So it's a great example of how junk DNA is not so junky.
There's no such thing as junk. Someone's junk is another person's treasure.
That's right.
Including DNA. Merritt, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, up next on Your Morning, we'll tell you everything you need to know about winning a real